Hi everyone, Jade here from Nested Knowledge. Today I'm going to show you how to use adaptive smart tags. First, head to Settings, scroll down to Smart Tags, and ensure Smart Tags is enabled. This is for both core and adaptive smart tags and is usually on by default, but good to know where it is just in case. Next, you're going to navigate to the Configure Tag hierarchy, and you'll notice when you are in the Edit mode that you have Core and Adaptive Smart Tag buttons in the top left. Very briefly, Core Smart Tags is for your preset concepts. It's going to build a hierarchy for you and extract data. Adaptive Smart Tags, on the other hand, are for your custom questions. That can be anything outside or relevant to your project and outside of the Core Smart Tags. But before we actually use this modal, we have to ensure that we have our tag question set up. This works best for form-based tagging mode, so ensure that you have that toggled in settings as well. It also is on by default. So whether you're setting up questions that are single select, multiple select, single apply, make sure all of those questions are set up. You can also set up tables. I'd recommend to have the various content modes if you're using them that aren't text, to use a single apply question mode as it works best for adaptive smart tags. Once you have your tags set up, the next thing is to click Adaptive Smart Tags up here. And so Adaptive Smart Tags will extract data from every single record for either the abstracts or the full text. You get a choice there. So if you're choosing abstracts, ensure that you have literature that have abstracts, and you would head to the literature search page to do that, or you can generate for full texts. And in that case, ensure you have all full texts uploaded as well. Whether you're doing abstract or full text, you also have the option to do included records only. And so in that case, ensure you have the appropriate records included as well. That's checked on by default when you click full text. And I will say, since there is a limit, which we'll talk about later, to avoid hitting it, I would recommend doing included records. As for the limit, you get 5,000 abstract generations and 1,000 full text generations. I've actually used 27 here already, but yours will say 1,000 generations, and that's per study, right? So that's 5,000 study abstracts, 1,000 full text studies. And what you can do here is either hit recommend or apply. And so when you select recommend, that requires human review of the recommendations that were generated. Selecting apply does not require human review and applies the tags immediately, in which case you can sort of go then and download a table, view the outputs pretty much immediately. And I'll show you sort of what happens when you select each of these different buttons here. And we'll talk a little bit about refresh and clear, since they're appropriate after you've generated adaptive smart tags, in a second. And so what happens when you select recommend or apply is you'd navigate to the tagging stage here, and you'd see for when you've selected recommend is you'd have to open full text tag recs and view the corresponding recommendations. None of the questions will be answered yet. You will have to go through, select the recommendation, choose to accept or reject, and apply that tag. If you've selected apply, all of these will be answered right away. It will say answered. So in this case, I actually selected apply, and that's why it sort of looks like this. And the point of adaptive smart tags is, again, for your custom questions, it's going to navigate you to a point within the text, either your abstract or your full text, where the answer to that question might be. So you can choose to accept or reject in the recommend paradigm. It will already be extracted in the apply paradigm. Most of the time it's going to select text, but depending on your content type, let's say you've created a table, it might navigate you to a table within the PDF and actually fill out the table that you've created for you. So it can be really helpful for extracting text contents, extracting table contents for the questions you've configured in your review. And so that's what adaptive smart tags looks like in the extraction process. And so let's say you've already generated adaptive smart tags once and you want to go ahead and do it again. So, for example, you've created more questions in the hierarchy, or you've edited existing ones. What you would do, select adaptive smart tags. In this case, again, select abstract or full text. But what you're going to want to do is select refresh. And it's incredibly important to select refresh when you've changed the questions, because it's needed to refresh the generations for the studies in your list. The only way that you might not select refresh is if you haven't changed the questions in your hierarchy. Maybe you've uploaded new literature. In that case, not selecting refresh and then applying adaptive smart tags will just take these existing questions and generate ASTs for the new records only. So ensure that you select refresh if you've changed the questions for the existing studies and you want to refresh those ones for existing studies. And then clear is also an option here if you want to get rid of recommendations or applied tags. You can do so here. It will clear both abstract and full text. You don't get the choice of sort of choosing between those in this case, but you do get the choice of choosing between recommendations, clearing recommendations, or clearing applied tags. Great. And so once you have generated ASTs once, twice, however many times, the next thing you might want to do is head to your outputs. So let's say you've hit apply for those smart tags. You can go straight to your qualitative synthesis sunburst diagram, take a look at what the AI has applied. Maybe you build out a dashboard in Dashboard Editor, or what you can do is maybe go straight to Study Inspector, filter to your included studies, download tags. And that sort of helps you to download the data immediately after it's been extracted, if you are doing a sort of rapid review in that way. If not, continue to follow the steps of your workflow, and then eventually you'll get the outputs that you desire. Great. Thanks for watching, guys. That's how to use adaptive smart tags.